Welcome to the Pacific Sound Radio Studio Series, where we meet the people behind recording studios all across the Greater Vancouver area. My name's James, and I'm here today with Dan and Andy, who are the co-owners of Park Sound Studio. Park Sound Studio has been operating in North Vancouver since 2017. Tell us, guys, how did you get your start?
It was in September 2016. Dan and I played in a band together, and it was the last night on tour. We were in Revelstoke, and we were just browsing the Craigslist section for commercial spaces. Can't remember how we got talking about getting a studio together.
It was the podcast.
Oh yeah, we were obsessed with the Recording Lounge podcast, and we were playing it much to the chagrin of some of our bandmates, but we were blasting that. We were just in the van. I'm sure they loved just listening to an hour of different drum sounds and different testing out different preamps on room mics and stuff. Yeah, we were in Revelstoke, and we called up the landlord of the space, and the next day we drove straight from Revelstoke to North Van, made it by 6-7 p.m. Met with the landlord and fell in love with the place.
And what was the motivation behind starting your own studio?
I think to get out of the home studio mentality, having somewhere to go every day to work.
To have that separation between work and home? And
the ability, for me anyways, probably Dan, was to record drums. I would always have to go to studios to record drums, or even loud guitars. Acoustic guitars, keys, vocals, I could always do it in my space, but I wanted a place where I can record drums, in my own studio.
Another thing that was kind of an afterthought was that and I'm not going to speak for all home producers and engineers, because it's great, and there's great home studios, and they definitely serve its purpose. But I think what turned out happening was that because we have a professional studio, and we're online, and we have this online presence, and have built kind of a tribe or whatever, that sort of, I don't know if you agree with me, but sort of legitimized us a little further in our career, because it's oh, they're not just working from home or whatever. They have an actual studio that we can go to, that we can record, hang out, have a space, a separate entity. So it kind of brings everything together.
Yeah, it does make you appear a bit more professional, and you reach a different client base by doing that. Definitely.
Have you found that your client base has shifted since being able to bring them into your own studio space?
I've actually done a lot more commercial work, voiceover production, commercial, some audio work. I don't know if that has to do with the space, but that's something I hadn't really done prior to getting the studio, but I did a commercial last week, and that's been new.
That's cool.
Yeah,
it's good to diversify there.
Yeah.
What have been some of the biggest challenges when you were starting the studio and building it?
Well, the construction itself was very difficult. So that took numerous months. And so that was probably the biggest hurdle. But after that, and Andy and I talked about this, was just we knew it was going to be hard to get the ball rolling. Any business starting out in a place, especially when there's a lot of competition around, we knew that it was going to be a while until things really started getting rolling. So it's okay, great, now we have the studio open, but how long is it going to be until we have a steady roll? And I think a lot of that is internet presence, and the small things like Google reviews, and getting search results and that kind of stuff. Because to the average person has maybe never recorded before, they're going to Google recording studio Vancouver or whatever, right?
Yeah.
So
I guess this goes back to your previous question too, but I think when people are searching for recording studios, it's a little bit harder if you're just a producer, because most people won't Google Vancouver music producers or Vancouver audio engineers. They'll Google Vancouver recording studios. So it does put it in an actual studio on Google Maps, and higher up in the search results, because that's what people are searching for.
I mean, you've probably touched on a few things, but above all, what would you say makes Park Sound Studio unique?
I think every studio is unique in the sense that producers and like what they bring to the table are all very different. Everyone has a different approach to recording. So yeah, Dan's unique in the way he records. I'm probably unique in the way I record my stuff.
And the space itself, like, I think both Andy and I have heard from like multiple people that they do like being in the space. Like it's like, and that's like huge, right? For artists to come in and feel comfortable. So I think we did focus on that when we were building it, everything from like the paint colors to the couch and the art and whatever, right? So we wanted it to be like a very open and inviting space. And so
yeah, it's a friendly place when you walk in, and like a lot of people say it feels like, you know, an apartment when they walk in, so that's kind of nice. It's comfortable for people, and you have to be comfortable to, you know, record music.
Of course. What have been some of your favorite moments so far with all the clients that you've brought in?
I've personally loved the Park Sound like presents shows that we've been doing on. We've been putting on once a month. We get like 3 mostly acoustic acts just from the Vancouver, you know, music scene. And they've been a lot of fun, and that's been kind of surprising because it wasn't something we planned on doing. But those are some of my favorite nights.
What are some of the bands and artists that you've brought on?
I've had like Bad Strangers, Adam Wilson, Zach Claysinger, Thorwin, Sam Lynch. They've all been fantastic.
Thanks, guys. Where can people learn more about Park Sound Studio?
You can check out our website at parksoundstudio.com or at parksoundbc on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Or come to one of our shows. We have them once a month.
Fantastic. This has been James with Pacific Sound Radio. For more updates and additional content, you can follow us on our website at pacificsoundradio.com and on our social media streams.